These massive herds, once considered symbols of wild strength and natural beauty, have now grown in numbers beyond what local ecosystems can support. And as natural food sources shrink, the buffalo push outward, toward villages, toward grazing livestock, and deep into cultivated farmland. This is where the conflict begins, and where the story of Cape buffalo management truly unfolds. Over the past several decades, Cape buffalo populations across Tanzania, Mozambique, and Zimbabwe have surged at a pace few conservationists anticipated. Protected areas, once home to balanced herds, are now seeing densities far beyond what the land can naturally sustain. On the surface, a thriving wildlife population might seem like a positive sign. But in reality, uncontrolled growth can trigger a chain reaction of ecological problems. Moving in tightly packed herds, buffalo tear through grasslands as they graze, uprooting vegetation down to the soil. Their sheer weight compacts the ground, hardening it until rainwater can no longer penetrate. Streams and small water holes become clogged as herds wade through them, turning clear water into muddy channels. Over time, these changes alter the structure of the ecosystem itself. Smaller grazing species, impala, bushbuck, and warthog, are often pushed to the outer edges of their habitats, unable to compete with the overwhelming presence of buffalo. As grasslands disappear and food sources diminish, the domino effect intensifies. Predators follow the shifting herds, waterbirds migrate elsewhere, and native plant species fail to regenerate. What began as a healthy, growing buffalo population has now escalated into a pressing environmental challenge, one that demands urgent attention and strategic management. Faced with rising damage and growing conflict, wildlife authorities and local communities have turned to one of the few effective management tools available: regulated hunting. Unlike uncontrolled culling, these operations follow strict seasonal guidelines, population studies, and government-issued quotas designed to stabilize buffalo numbers without destabilizing the ecosystem. Most controlled hunts are conducted at first light, or just before sunset, windows of time when temperatures are lower and buffalo herds move into open areas to feed. Even under ideal conditions, approaching Cape buffalo is anything but simple. Often called Black Death by experienced guides, they are among the most dangerous animals in Africa. A mature bull can weigh up to 900 kilograms and charge at speeds nearing 55 kilometers per hour. And when wounded, their aggression multiplies. Stories of buffalo circling back through the brush to ambush hunters are more than campfire tales. They are real, documented events. Because of this, every hunt requires precision teamwork. Guides lead the silent approach, reading wind direction and scanning the terrain for signs of agitation within the herd. Hunters follow closely, maintaining strict formation and observing designated safe distances. Communication is limited to hand signals. Even a whispered word can cause the entire herd to stampede. These operations are not simply about pulling a trigger. They are structured, cautious interventions aimed at protecting both human communities and the fragile ecosystems that support them. Successfully managing Cape buffalo requires more than courage. It demands equipment built specifically for one of the toughest animals on the planet. Their hides are thick, their bones dense, and their sheer mass can absorb impacts that would stop most other wildlife instantly. Because of this, hunters rely on large caliber rifles, capable of delivering deep penetration and tremendous stopping power. Among the most trusted are the .375 H&H Magnum .416 Rigby and the .458 Lot, firearms engineered to handle dangerous game at close ranges. Each shot unleashes a blast exceeding 130 decibels, echoing across open savannas and ricocheting off distant hillsides. Without proper ear protection, the recoil and sound alone can cause lasting injury. But raw firepower isn't enough. Long-range binoculars and spotting scopes allow teams to survey vast landscapes before making an approach. Guides often climb small ridges or temporary lookout towers to identify herd size, direction, and wind patterns. Once movement is confirmed, the team follows quietly, using terrain features and tall grass for cover. Modern tracking combines old-world bushcraft with new-age precision. Every step, every vantage point, every piece of gear contributes to one crucial goal: ensuring the hunt is controlled, ethical, and as safe as possible for everyone involved. Beyond the field teams and regulated hunts, modern buffalo management relies heavily on data. Accurate, real-time information that helps governments respond before populations spiral out of control. In many regions, helicopters play a crucial role in this process. From above, wildlife officers can track herd movement, survey feeding patterns, and assess the density of buffalo across vast expanses of land that would take weeks to cover on foot. Camera traps stationed throughout reserves add another layer of insight. Triggered by motion or heat signatures, these devices record thousands of images and videos each season, allowing researchers to analyze population trends, migration routes, and behavioral changes. When data shows a sudden spike in numbers or unusual movement toward farmland, authorities can adjust quotas immediately or authorize additional controlled hunts. These quotas are not arbitrary. They are shaped by ecological models, habitat capacity, and the long-term sustainability of the region. Permits, often priced between $15,000 and $18,000 per animal, generate critical revenue for conservation initiatives. Funds are reinvested into maintaining fences, restoring degraded habitats, training community rangers, and supporting villages affected by buffalo incursions. Through this coordinated, science-based approach, wildlife managers aim to keep buffalo populations at levels the land can sustain, protecting both the ecosystem and the people who depend on it. Even with solid data and regulated hunts, the debate over Cape buffalo management remains intense. Conservation groups argue that frequent gunfire and leftover metal casings can disrupt surrounding habitats. They fear that hunting, even when controlled, may send the wrong message about the value of wildlife. On the other side, farmers and wildlife managers insist that population control is essential to protect crops, livestock, and fragile ecosystems already pushed to the brink. The truth lies somewhere in the middle. Cape buffalo are a powerful symbol of Africa's wild beauty. But like any species, their numbers must stay within the limits the land can support. Effective management isn't about destroying wildlife. It's about preserving balance, ensuring that nature, communities, and future generations all benefit from the same landscape. What do you think is the most effective way to manage rapidly growing buffalo populations while keeping the ecosystem intact? Share your thoughts below. And if you enjoy real-world wildlife stories like this, don't forget to subscribe for more.